Hey, good morning everyone. My name is Vipin Kumar and I am going to start a new series how to manage your AWS infrastructure with Ansible. In today's topic, we are going to cover how to install Ansible or how to configure your Ansible environment for the AWS infrastructure. We are going to look at inventory setup for the Ansible, SS, SSH key generation and configuration, and the playbook creation for key pair, security group, launch EC2 and terminate EC2 instance. I'm assuming that you have the basic knowledge about Ansible and AWS over the Linux. So let's start the installation for the Ansible. I'm using the CentOS 7 Linux machine to configure my Ansible environment for the AWS. You can use your own choice of flavor like Ubuntu. You can use Windows machine or you can use Red Hat machine to configure the Ansible for the AWS. So I'm following the steps to configure the Ansible. If you follow the same steps, you will be able to configure Ansible environment for the AWS. So let's start. Uh, I'm going to change some of the setting in CentOS machine so that I can configure it for the SSH key. So I'm changing the setting for password authentication from no to yes. Okay, so you can see here the setting is no. So I'm changing from no to yes. Yes, and save it. Now restart the service for SHD uh, to bring the configuration changes. So service has been restarted. So let's create the SSH key for this machine. So you can use the steps to create the SSH key. And now let's copy the SSH key for the local host. Okay, so yes, and give the password. So let's verify. Oh yes. So now we are able to connect the same machine without give the password. Uh, uh, the Ansible required or Ansible connect the machine over the SSH, and if we don't configure the SSH key, then Ansible is prompting the password. So in that case, what we did, we made the localhost has SSH key less, so now we can connect the local machine without passing the password. Uh, so uh, uh, so what we are going to do here, we are connect the local machine, but we are not changing on this local machine. We are making changes on the AWS environment, and we are going to configure the local host machine information in the inventory file or host file. So let's now configure the Python uh, repository for the Ansible. So because Ansible require the Python language, so let's set up the repository for the Python. So follow the steps to configure the repository for Python. So this has been updated the Python repository, and now let's start all the supporting components that is required for Ansible and required AWS module. So we are going to install and configure a couple of the tools for the Python and Ansible that is required for the AWS management. It is going to take some time, depends on your internet connectivity. So wait for the completion. So it has been completed. So let's installed Python pip and Python devel. Okay, so it is going to download from the internet and installing on the machine. Now let's upgrade the setup tools on the machine. Okay, now we are going to upgrade pip. Okay, so now we are going to install the Ansible. So this steps is going to install the Ansible on the machine. So it is getting downloaded from the internet and configuring it on the machine. Okay, Ansible has been installed. Let's verify. We can verify with the Ansible hyphen hyphen version. So Ansible 2.4.3.0 has been installed. Now we require to install boto. Boto is a Ansible module that is written for AWS, or we can say in other words, boto is required to manage the Ansible. Boto is required to manage the AWS or AWS various services as well as features. So let's start boto. We required boto 3 also, and 2.7.3 also. So it is downloaded. Boto downloaded 2.4.8. Now we required boto 3. Boto 3 is upgrade version and supporting more more services, AWS services. So now we can say boto 2.4.8.0 and boto 3.0 has been installed on this machine. Now we need to configure the boto. For that, we require the access key and secret key for your AWS environment, so that Ansible can use secret key and access key to connect your AWS environment. So go to in your AWS environment and go to in services and IAM service name, and go to in the uh, manage security condition, and you can get the access key and secret key from here. You can note it down in the file, and because we require both the keys to configure Ansible boto modules, so that Ansible can connect your AWS uh, environment. So the value will looks like this. Your access key and secret key. So let's create the boto file and give it your access key and your secret key in this format. Okay. So I do have a separate access key and secret key, and I have created a boto file and copied on my shared folder. I am copying this file from my shared location to my home location on this machine. So this is my shared location, and I do have boto file configured here. So I will copy it on my location. So here, go here, let me go here, ls minus a. So here we can see boto file copied with the access key and secret key. So boto has been configured to connecting or communicating from this machine to AWS environment. So now let's create a separate folder to keep all the AWS uh, uh, project, or we can say let's create a AWS project in your choice location, and keep all the required files and folders like inventory file and playbook file in the YAML format. So I'm creating a AWS project folder under the OPT, and I'm keeping all the all the files there. So I'm copying the files from my shared location. I'm copying the files from here to AWS project under OPT. So now we copied all the required files, and let me go here. Okay. So the first important file is host file or inventory file. So in the host file or inventory file, we are using the local host has a machine, so that Ansible connect this local machine, but it will not do any changes because Ansible using the boto modules to connecting the AWS, and all the changes are getting done on the AWS infrastructure. it is just connecting the machine for the name of sec. Let's save it. Now going to create or launch EC2 environment. So if I go here in my dashboard, you can see here uh, I don't have any key pairs, no running instance. Uh, this is a default security groups, but I don't have any instance or security groups or key pairs. And I'm using the North Virginia as a my uh, local region or local region to set up the EC2 instance. So first I'm going to create key pairs. So I'm using the YAML file. YAML file is a language, yet markup language, uh, and it's very simple to write and read it. Let's look how this looks like. So here, what I'm saying that connect the local host and gather fact is no. We, I'm assuming that you have the basic knowledge about the Ansible, so I'm not going through all the parameters. But what I'm saying here, I want to use US East one region, that is North Virginia region, and I want to create a key pair. Okay, I want to create a key pair and EC2 key. This is a um, uh, this is a module parameters and the region, and this is my EC2 key name, and it should be present. So basically, markup language are very simple to use and written. We just to we just need to ensure that we are using the right space and list and grouping. I'm using like I'm going to create another video for the basic YAML file uh, uh, YAML file creation and validation, and all the things we are going to cover in another video. But for now, let's run it. So what I'm saying that use Ansible playbook and I for inventory. Inventory is a host file, and playbook is keypair.yaml file. So let's execute it. Okay, it has been executed, and we can verify here. So we can see one key pair has been created. Isn't um, good? Like we are not doing any manual activity in the AWS console. We are just executing some of the files from the remote location, and files are key pairs has been created. So next step is for us create security group. So another YAML file for the security group. So look at here the same thing. What we are saying here, add security groups. Okay, uh, name is security group North Virginia. You can give any name, give any description name, and I'm saying this file should be present. So I'm creating a rules that TCP port 22, uh, uh, that is SSH enabled from anywhere, and TCP on port 80 enabled from anywhere. Only two ports we are opening for the inbound connection, and for the outbound connection, I am saying that for everyone. So it is same steps we are written down in the YAML file what we are doing manually in the AWS console. So let's save it and executing the file. Okay. So now we can verify. Oh yes. So now we can see the security group has been created. What we configured in the YAML file, and you can see here the security group for the North Virginia, and we can say inbound rules has been created for port 80 and port 22, and outbound connection enabled for all traffic. So it is working like a charm. Um, so now next step is launching a EC2 instance. So let's see how that EC2 YAML file looks like. So now you can see here we are going to create EC2 basic provisioning, and we are giving the region name and key name and group name and image. What should be like what kind of the image we are going to use it. So the instance type is T2 micro free tier, and free tier machine also AMI 26 EVC2. So you can get image or AMI ID from the AWS console. So let's execute it here. This YAML file is going to launch a EC2 free tier T micro machine in your AWS infrastructure. However, it is a simple or basic provisioning example, but you can go ahead and create a, uh, YAML file for the complex uh, uh, EC2 environment. Uh, so now it has been successfully executed. So let's see how does it looks like. Okay, so um, this server has been uh, this EC2 instance has been created via Ansible. You can see all the required uh, things has been created by uh, a uh, a script or simple Ansible command. So this is done isn't good, like it is taking a few seconds to launch your EC2 environment without going into the AWS console and click multiple clicks, multiple setting configuration and everything. And so it is saving your time. It is avoiding a human errors. It is going to help you to manage a large EC2 environment. So our last step for this video, let's terminate the EC2 instance which we created. So this is another file for the EC2 termination. It is very simple. Uh, we are saying that this is my instance ID. You can collect from the instance ID from here and change it. Just copy it and change here. Okay, and I'm saying that make absent means let's terminate it. So let's save it and execute it. Your EC2 instance getting terminated. It is going to take some time to terminate your EC2 instance. So you can see your live action here. Your machine is shutting down. So your commands are getting executing from the Ansible remote machine, but actions are happening here. So now you can see here it's successfully terminated. So here the changes has been completed, and you can see one change. So it's look it looks great, like we just completed our one session how to make or how to configure your how to configure the Ansible environment for AWS and basic EC2 provisioning, uh, and the Ansible is really helping you to manage your AWS environment. In coming session or videos, we are going to manage your complex AWS environment with S3, with Elastic Load Balancer, with Elastic RDS, or all the services we are going to manage via Ansible. Keep watching the video, and thank you very much for joining. Have a nice day. Bye.